Hello, folks. Hope you're well. Basher Watts. There's a name to think about. That's one from the Beano, isn't it? Yeah, many of you will know him. He's been in the news a bit the last 3 or 4 days with us racing folk. He's a syndicate owner, I think. That's just started to get on TV. He's done a bit with Nick Luck the other week on the old Nick Luck show. Does a bit on YouTube, a bit like myself. Started horse racing syndicates, and he's got an horse there that was entered for the French Guineas on Sunday, the 1,000 Guineas. Got disqualified, actually. Won it at a good price for young Kieran Schumacher, who needed a bit of good news after his demotion by the Gosdens. Anyway, there's a shoes inquiry. It loses the race. Now, there's been a lot written about it. I've read bits myself. I'd never yet seen the replay. Just never got around to it until earlier today. And I know the general consensus is he should not have got thrown out. But when I seen the pictures today, I thought to myself, I cannot believe he's lost it. I really cannot believe he's lost it. I can't at all. We know the French folk are different than ourselves. We know the rules are different than ours and they're a lot more stringent. We do know that. We know more often than not when there's a shoes inquiry, you tend to find virtually every time there's an inquiry over there, the winner loses the race. And so was the case in the 1,000 Guineas. But you see it, and his horse has done virtually nothing wrong, and I mean virtually nothing wrong. And then I note the horse that actually claimed the race and then that came second. I note that his jockey dropped the whip. Well, I had read that previously. I didn't realise the jockey dropped the whip 2 or 3 smacks after changing hands with it. You know, he had it in his left hand away from She's Quality. He gives his horse 2 smacks, then he drops the whip. Nothing to do with She's Quality whatsoever. Nothing at all. And then he starts riding the horse in, smacking the horse on the neck. And I'm thinking to myself, well, should that be allowed? Now, we believe there's nothing wrong with it in France. And I did hear on ITV today, your man, is it old Richard Owes? I think it is. I spoke to the BHB or the stewards or somebody, and they've said, well, over here, you won't lose a race over it, but you may get anything from a 1 to 5 day ban. You know, you should be using the whip and the whip only. But I was thinking to myself, well, you know, I mean, was it a few years ago now? Did Davy Russell get a massive ban for hitting a horse? Now, that was different. I think he almost punched it or hit it hard. It was bad. You know, the French jockey wasn't doing quite that badly. But it wasn't tapping the horse on the neck like you do when it's won a race. It looked a bit more aggressive than that. And for all it might not have been that hard, the jockey did it many times. And I thought, well, that looks a bit unsavoury. That doesn't look good. These do-gooders that hate horse racing, they're watching that. They're going to think, oh, cruelty. Now, I'm not saying it was cruel. But I don't think it was in the... You know, well, I've seen jockeys drop whip many a time. I've never seen a jockey do that before. They normally ride out hands and heels, or they wave their arm up the side of the horse's head, so the horse sort of thinks there that, you know, they're making whipping motions for all. There's no whip there. They say the pro cush they barely feel it. It doesn't hurt them. I'm sure what the guy was doing down his neck hurt a little bit more than the whip would. And I just thought it just doesn't look right. But again, you look at the head on, and She's Quality's done nothing wrong. What I find even more unsavoury, now I don't know how many of you noticed it, because I didn't see either race on Sunday. I mentioned I was betting 1 or 2 on the Sunday. I bet one that was down the field in that race, and I bet the Harrington one in the French 2000. That in the end got pulled. I didn't know it was going to be pulled at the time. But I also heard in some small print somewhere in the 2000 Guineas there was a shoes inquiry on that one as well. And this time, the horse didn't get thrown out. What I found strange was, though, the 2 in the inquiry, one was definitely Irish. It was the O'Brien horse that won the race. And I think the other one was British. I think it was English. Now, I think to me, I'm pretty sure that was the case. I've read and I've forgotten already. Somebody may have had to correct me there. But I think to myself, if that was the O'Brien horse winning and the French horse in second, would the race still have stood? And I'm not so sure. I think they definitely look favourably on their own horses, and that's not been brought up by anybody, and I think it's wrong. An old basher, for all I don't know him, and not necessarily in his fan club, I don't know the guy at all, you know, he's come from nowhere. You know, he's building up sort of some kind of fan base. He's building up some kind of syndicates, which can only be good for racing. He's got a good vibe, as they say, going there. You know, some would say he's tilting at windmills going for a classic. I think the horse was about 16 to 1. I think it's very brave. He took a lot of people over there on a good day out. They've no doubt had a great day. But what a capping of the day that would have been to win a classic with his first runner. And I was to say, well, it would have gone for Schumacher. And I can't for the life of me understand how they've lost the race. I believe they're appealing. They weren't going to initially. They are now. and many are thinking they've not much chance of winning, but I hope they do. I really hope they do. Right, let's go to ITV Racing, then we'll do the jackpot. And the reason I say that is there's a bit of a tenuous link here. They talked about the race, this ITV Racing today, they talked about the race, and I heard something today which I'm sure many of you will have heard. It's probably the most stupid thing out of many, many stupid things that I've heard on ITV Racing since ITV had the gig. I couldn't believe what I heard. They discussed the demotion of She's Quality today, and at the end of the piece, I wrote it down to make sure I got it right. What did Ed say? Ed Chimney said, well, maybe what I think, when it's really that tight, why not give it a dead heat if they really aren't sure about the interference? Well, I thought you're either sure or you're not. Yes, it's tight, but if one head's in front of the other, you can't give a dead heat just because there's been some interference. You don't want to upset anybody. Hopefully you go to the letter of the law and you do the right thing. I mean, if we do that, does that mean every time there's a dead heat and there's no interference, oh, it's close, give it to both horses? I thought, what a load of rubbish. He said that, and there was a deathly silence. Old Jason and Francesca didn't take him on at all. Now, someone say Francesca isn't the cleverest person in the world, but she thought, I can't respond to that. None of them did. It was like, you know, the Clint Eastwood, the spaghetti westerns, as he comes out there with the gun and the cheroot in his mouth, and he's just looking, thinking, and you see the old, what's it called, blowing down the street. You know what it's called. I know what it's called. I can't think. The little bales. You know what it's called. It's not driftwood. You know what it's called. I can't think of it. Don't put it in the comment section. I know what it is, really. I know what it is. I can't remember it. But anyway, it was like that. It was like one of them moments. They just both clammed up, and they both must have thought to themselves, what a pillock. And he's fronting the pigging show. Unbelievable. So they've got the show on today. That was the worst thing I've ever heard there. But also, your man's back into the old Luke's back. I was thinking on the last week, I flicked over quickly to Sky Sports Racing. I think last weekend they were covering some meeting that ITV wasn't or something. Very rarely see Sky Sports Racing. I tend to watch UK, but Sky Sports Racing don't tend to have great meetings on. But there was something I wanted to see last Saturday, and old Luke was there, and I thought, I've not seen him on ITV for a while. I wonder if they've dumped him. I thought, no, he's back today. He loves Chester, doesn't he? He loves running around and getting on top of that wall and whatever. Not Humpty Dumpty style, but, you know, and he loves the old... The grass verges, you go speaking to people. They did it again today. Luke's there, race 1. Oh, yeah. She's getting revved up. Race 2. Oh, I'd have to watch this one. It's getting revved up. I thought, this revved up. He loves revved up. It's like old Alice with Bisbo. She loves Bisbo and he loves revved up. I thought, I'm going to make sure I'm around. I was working today from home. I'm going to make sure at the start of every race I listen to what Luke's going to say. I want to see if he can go the full 4 or 5 races, and in every single race, mention one of them being revved up. He never. I was gutted. It'll happen one day. Revved up, he absolutely loves it. There was one other thing as well. What was the other thing? Did I write it down, or was there not? Maybe there wasn't another thing. I think there was. I just can't remember what it was. Back to the tote. Don't know if anybody seen the jackpot today. Right, well, for those that seen my video yesterday, the jackpot today, what they did today... I said yesterday I wasn't going to bother today because it looked really, really hard. My idea was, I hope it didn't get won today, and tomorrow I'll have a go, because I looked at tomorrow and it's winnable. Don't get me wrong, it's really hard to win, and I probably won't win it. I'm probably going to do my conkers in, but I'm a few quid in front the last 2-3 weeks, so I'm going to have a go. The way I see it is there's a chance that the last 2, maybe 3 races might sort of take care of themselves. The first couple of races have got big fields, so I'm going to be looking at doing a good few horses in each. And there's every chance I'll go down leg 1 or leg 2. I might not get past leg 2, and I already know that. But I'm going to have a go because I think it's winnable tomorrow. I don't think it is on Friday. I've seen it on Friday, and it looks harder Friday. It looks really, really hard Friday. So my idea is to have a go tomorrow. If it doesn't get one, not have a go Friday. And then if it doesn't get one on Friday, maybe look at Saturday. And hope it don't get one Saturday and goes to Sunday, because there's often dead small meetings with dead small fields, and it'll get paid out. But anyway, I'm looking at it today, and I wrote it down. Where did I write it? I've wrote it here. Really weird. I have this bee in my bonnet about the tote playing their own bet, and I think it's wrong. I thought there'd be a lot in yesterday, but I think they put less in because they knew it was going to be hard yesterday. I thought they put even more in today, because I think when it started today it was on 55 or 60,000 from yesterday. Anyway, I got back home when I was working from home today, and the first race was 210, and at 208 there's 72,000 in there. At 2:09, there's 73,000 in there. And at the off, if anyone goes on the TOTE website, at the off you can't get another bet on. And it tells you what's in there. It puts no more bets, so the race is off. And it gives you the figure what's in there. And at 2:10, when the race went off, because I've got ITV Racing on as well, I think there's a slight delay. I think ITV goes off about 10 seconds after the TOTE knows it's gone off. The TOTE went up from 73 to 74. So they're on 74,000. And the race is off. You couldn't get a bet on. 30 seconds after the off, that 74,000 changed to 87. They pumped another 13 in. Now, I've tried before when the race is off on the TV to get a bet on the TOTE. You can't get in, it's done, it's closed, you can't get in. It's all closed down, you've had it. I've never seen before where a figure has gone on there after the first race has started, ever, until today. They put 13 in, so that tells me they were trying again today, but again, they weren't trying as hard as they have in the past because they were thinking it was going to be hard, and they proved right because it never got won. So it's on 87 now. I do predict, seriously, I reckon we're looking at 130, 140 tomorrow. Because I reckon they'll look same as me and think, if we can get through the first 2-3 races, we've got a good chance of getting the winner in races 3, 4 and 5. Sorry, 4, 5 and 6. That's what I'll think. And I think they'll be open. The O'Brien Hot Pot wins the big race. Is it the Dante? Although all the connections, including O'Brien and myself, is saying the horse is really going to come on for it. So they're letting you know it's nowhere near 100%. But you look at the rest of the field and it looks pretty crappy. That was another thing on ITV Racing on Saturday. You may or may not have noticed. Old Ed saying there, this is before they said it'll really come on after the Dante. Ed saying, oh, and we've got the Dante to look forward to. I'm looking forward to that. It's shaping up to being a crackerjack of a race. It's going to be a Bobby Dazzler, that one. And I thought, well, all right, okay, there must be some cracking horses in it. An hour later, they've got the prices for the Dante on screen because it's the end of the programme on Saturday. They're letting you know the big races and what's running in them. And they've got the favourite, the O'Brien Hot Pot, something like 5-4. 13-2 bar. Next horse, 13-2. And then we're going 8, 10s, 12s. And I'm thinking, how can you call a race an absolute crackerjack when you've got something that's almost even money and the next horse is north of 6-1? I could understand it if you've got sort of 3 horses round about the 6-4, 7-4, 2-1 mark, and they've all won big races. That, to me, is a cracking Dante. That is a cracking race. But when you've got something near even money, the next best price is 6-1, I'm thinking, how is it an absolutely cracking race? What else did they say today? There was something else, I'm sure there was. Was there something else? Can I find it? Can I not find it? No, I can't find it. I don't know what I've done. That must be it. Right, I'll love you and leave you, folks, because I've wittered on. Even though with the odd note here, I still can't find it. I'm sure there was something else on there. Oh, that was it. How could I've not wrote it. How could I not forget? For those that are still with me, did you like the little section where Luke took us showing us the blacksmith shoeing a horse? I didn't mind it. The bit I minded is the Ed Chamberlain. Oh, one needs a shoe. Luke will love this. Luke will be all over this. Luke loves this when they need shoeing. Oh, he loves this. He'll be down there in no time. That's into Luke. Get your ass down there, Luke. Anyway, 30, 40 seconds later, speaking to Jason Weaver. Jason, I've got to cut you off. Have a guess where Luke is. You'll never guess. I guessed, Fulham. I guessed. Luke, I bet you're in Clover, aren't you? Oh, I'm loving it here, Ed. I don't know if the viewers will, but I love watching this. I love this. Oh, I love this. And I'm thinking, is this not a picking joke? This is supposed to be an horse racing programme. Maybe discussing odds. Maybe discussing jockeys and horses, because it's horse racing is horses. And old Chambo, is getting a you-know-what on at the thought of Luke getting a you-know-what on watching an horse being shod. And I'm thinking, is that right? I think it is. Hey, it doesn't matter, does it really? I'm thinking, what's going on with this programme? Really, what is going on with this programme? Weaver must have thought, well, if you don't want to talk to me, I might as well pig off to Sky Sports Racing. Oh, we can't leave you, Jason. We need to speak to Luke. Have a guess where he is. Shove it up your backside, Ed. Shove it up. Oh, God. It gets me mad, folks. It really gets me mad.